Welcome to the Emotional Balance Sheet, the go-to podcast for parents with multiple kids, especially those with twins, triplets, or more, who are navigating the maze of modern family life and personal finance. Whether you're overwhelmed by education or retirement planning, parenting dilemmas, career transitions, or trying to define your purpose and plan, we're here to guide you with empathy, encouragement, and expertise. Hosted by Paul Fenner, founder of Tama Capital, a certified financial planner and parent to 4 kids, including a set of triplets. Our podcast is your ally in the quest for financial peace of mind, proving that money matters, but family comes first. Subscribe now and join our community of empowered parents at tamacapital.com. This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon for investment decisions. Clients of Tama may retain positions in the securities discussed in this podcast.
What does comprehensive financial planning even mean? At Tama Capital, it means a family office where lifestyle planning such as retirement, college, portfolio management, and tax prep and planning are all under one umbrella. But it goes beyond numbers. We focus as much on the emotional side of financial planning as we do on the financial side. We get you. We understand your challenges of building a family, business or career, and a healthy life. We are devoted to wealth planning for families like yours because we are you. Learn how our family can help your family by visiting tamacapital.com. Hi, and welcome back. We live in a world that celebrates busyness, activity, responsiveness, just doing more. But what if your greatest value to your career, to your family, and your future actually comes from the space to think? John D. Rockefeller, the founder of Standard Oil, his job wasn't to drill wells, load trains, or move barrels. It was to make good decisions. And making good decisions requires, more than anything, quiet time, alone, in your own head to think through a problem. Rockefeller's deliverable was what he figured out inside of his head. So it's where he spent most of his time. A few months ago, I was working with a family who had a long list of important decisions to make. College planning, whether to renovate or move, how much to invest in the wife's growing business, and how to just keep pace with the rising cost that we're all kind of facing, or at least feels like we're facing, with their twin girls and their younger sibling. When we sat down together, I realized something. They didn't need more data. We didn't need more spreadsheets. What they really needed was space. Space to think, talk, breathe. Like so many of the parents I work with, making decisions from a place of exhaustion and urgency doesn't really work. Every choice felt like it had to be figured out immediately. So we slowed everything down. We created white space throughout our conversation. And within minutes, I could see some clarity starting to show up. Not because they suddenly learned something new, but because they finally had the mental capacity to process what truly mattered. Their breakthrough didn't come from more information. It came from being quiet. And I think this is what Rockefeller really understood, and it's something that we've forgotten. Good decisions require margin, not profit margin, but margin to think, margin to reflect, margin to let your own thoughts settle long enough for you to realize what priorities emerge. But for us modern parents, we've built lives that leave almost no margin at all. Here's what I see over and over again. We try to solve major financial problems in between meetings or while waiting in the school pickup line or parking lot. My kids are now old enough to where I'm waiting in a parking lot and not a pickup line. But we make big decisions at night when everyone is already drained and exhausted. We carry the mental load of our kids, our careers, and our finances all at once and then expect ourselves to make clear, long-term choices. It's no wonder why so many of us families feel stuck or spread too thin. And it's not because we're doing anything wrong. It's because we don't have the thinking space required to make these decisions that align with our purpose and our objectives. Here's the empowering part of this conversation. You don't need hours of interrupted silence. You don't need to go to the woods like Thoreau. You just need intentional pockets of quiet where your brain can finally do what it's good at. Connecting the dots, weighting trade-offs, and imagining possibilities. This is probably what Rockefeller did, how he invested his time. And it's what modern parents and families desperately undervalue. Quiet time is not a luxury. Quiet time creates the clarity that drives the next decade of our lives. This is why I often talk about slowing down, simplifying the decision-making process, and focusing on the next right step instead of trying to solve everything at once. Because when you build space to think, everything becomes easier. So I have one takeaway for you this week, and you're probably going to guess what it is. But it's to take and schedule 10 minutes of thinking. Literally, like just block off 10 minutes of your calendar. And again, don't try to do this at night when you're already exhausted or you're yelling at your kids. Call it the Rockefeller window. No phone, no laptop, not even this podcast, but really, most importantly, no agenda. Just you, a quiet moment, and a question. What is one decision that's really weighing on me the most right now? Write it down. Whatever surfaces, you're going to be really surprised. And you're going to be surprised because that's often when the clarity shows up faster than you think. Because your value doesn't come from how much you do. It comes from how clearly you can think. So if today's conversation resonated with you, which I hope it did, I would ask you to share it with another parent, especially somebody who might be carrying on too much or thinking probably too little, not by choice again, but by the circumstances we've mostly built for ourselves. And if you want to read this in more detail, head over to tamacapital.com, where I post a weekly article on topics such as this. I'll leave you with this. Remember, your best decisions happen in the space you create, not the chaos you tolerate. Now that you've made it to the end of another great conversation, are you looking for more? If so, head over to tamacapital.com, where you will find all of our conversations. Use the search feature to find the topic or guest you would love to learn more about. Also, don't forget to make someone else's day by sharing our show. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.